This video walks through the 5 classic single-agent types from Russell and Norvig authors: simple reflex, model-based reflex, goal-based, utility-based, and learning, and why that latter still maps onto how we build LLM systems today. No heavy math, just definitions, intuition, and a few concrete pictures you can reuse in your own head when you design or debug an agent. If this helped you map how agents actually work, tells YouTube to show it to more people. Subscribe if you want the next pieces: anatomy, Russell and Norvig, loop patterns, without hunting for them. In textbooks, Stuart, Russell, and Peter Norvig group agents by how they choose the next action, a framing made mainstream by their coursebook, Artificial Intelligence, a modern approach, first published in 1995, with later editions through the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020 for the 4th edition. So yes, some of this wisdom is older than the average NPM dependency tree and arguably more stable. That can sound academic, but it's still useful today. Even when the brain is an LLM, your stack usually implements something that behaves like reflex rules, internal state, goals, utility-style trade-offs, or learning from feedback. Those 5 single-agent types are a clean ladder from react to the latest input to improve over time. Think of it as evolution, except nobody asks if you're aligned. A simple reflex AI agent only looks at what it senses right now and maps that to an action with fixed rules. If this percept, then that action. It doesn't remember what happened a moment ago, and it doesn't reason about the future. That makes it fast and predictable, but brittle. Change the situation slightly, and the same rule might do the wrong thing. It's the engineering equivalent of, I've never seen this before in my life, every single second. Picture a smoke alarm. The percept is smoke particles, or really, a sensor reading above a set threshold. The rule is, if it's above the threshold, sound the alarm. Otherwise, stay silent. It doesn't care how many times you burned toast yesterday. Each moment is handled by the same threshold rule on the current reading. Your dignity is not part of the state vector.
Man, that smells good, bro. What you making over there? Some bacon? Oof. Man, that's nice. Wait, what's that coming off of the pan? Is that smoke? Oh, fire, 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 fire.
A model-based reflex agent still reacts with rules, but it keeps an internal state that it updates from what it sees and what it did. So the action is not just a function of the latest input, it's a function of current percept plus memory of how the world is evolving. The model is whatever lets it believe something about the world beyond the last sensor reading. That's strictly more capable than simple reflex. The same input can lead to different actions if the internal state differs. For builders, this is the difference between stateless routing and session-aware behavior. Think conversation history, tool results summarized into state, or a small world model your code maintains between steps. Basically, the agent finally admits that context exists. Consider a simplified traffic light controller. Percept, sensors, cars waiting, pedestrian button. State, current phase in the cycle, green, yellow, red. Same sensor reading, different outcome. Pedestrian button pressed. During green, might only cue a transition. During yellow, it might be ignored until the next safe window. Action depends on phase state, not only the button now. Sorry, your enthusiasm at the crosswalk is still scheduled.
Green light. Orange. What is red? It's better that way.
A goal-based agent chooses actions by asking whether they move toward a goal. It's not enough to match a pattern in the input. The agent, or the system around it, represents where it wants to end up and picks steps that reduce distance to that goal. Many LLM agents are goal-based in practice. The user or system prompt states an objective, and each turn tries to make progress. The weakness is that goals alone don't say how to trade off competing objectives, cost, or risk. 2 actions might both look toward the goal, but one could be expensive, unsafe, or slow. Like two roads that both reach Rome, one is a highway, the other is a goat path with tolls. Navigation makes the point just as well. Phone maps, in-car GPS, or a delivery robot on the street. Goal: be at address X. Percepts: where you are now, roads, traffic. Actions: turn left, go straight, reroute. You compare options by whether they reduce remaining distance or estimated time to X. Same intersection might get different choices depending on what still lies between you and the goal. GPS will still judge you, but at least it's goal-oriented judgment.
In 200 meters, turn
साला तुम
right.
लोग बोले थे यहाँ मंदिर चलना है, पता नहीं किस रास्ते पे लाके खड़ा कर दिया, रास्ता ही नहीं खत्म हो रहा है।
A utility-based agent goes one level up. It doesn't only ask, does this reach the goal? It scores possible outcomes with a utility function, a way to weigh success, cost, latency, risk, user satisfaction, and so on, and picks the action with best expected utility. That's how you formalize good enough, cheap, and safe versus perfect but fragile. In products, utility often isn't a single equation. It's implicit in ranking, reward models, or policy rules. The conceptual point is, once you care about trade-offs, you're closer to utility-based design than to a single hard goal with no scoring. Life, in other words. A familiar slice of real life is a recommendation system or a social feed ranking layer. Utility: blend of clicks, time on site, diversity, brand safety, revenue. Many items work. The system picks what maximizes the weighted objective, often opaque, but same idea. You're not choosing the best video. You're choosing the best compromise between your attention span and someone's quarterly OKRs. A learning agent improves over experience. Feedback, outcomes, or data update its knowledge, policy, or model instead of everything staying frozen after deployment. That can mean classical ML, reinforcement learning, fine-tuning from human preferences, or lighter weight patterns like storing corrected trajectories and retrieving them next time. The through line is, behavior changes because of what happened in the past, not only because of fixed rules. That's powerful, but risky. Bad feedback teaches bad habits, so learning agents need evaluation, rollback, and guardrails like any other learning system. On the internet, unfortunately, experience sometimes means people were wrong loudly. Reinforcement learning is the usual poster child: games, robotics, the occasional trading sim. Rewards from the environment update a policy, which move, which control signal. Behavior improves, in theory, with more rollouts, also where bad reward design teaches bad habits fast. If your reward says, score go up, don't be shocked when the agent finds the dumbest possible way to make score go up. Creativity finds a way. So the latter is, react to now to react with state, to aim at goals, to optimize trade-offs, to adapt from experience. Modern LLM agents often mix several levels in one stack: deterministic reflex at the edges, state in memory, goals in the prompt, implicit utility in how you choose models and stop conditions, and learning only when you deliberately add it, which is a polite way of saying your one simple agent is usually a small committee pretending to be a person. If this helped you map how agents actually work, Like tells YouTube to show it to more people. Subscribe if you want the next pieces: anatomy, Russell and Norvig, loop patterns, without hunting for them.